Alrighty, welcome. Let's go ahead and get rolling here. I did just release my first episode of the Marcus Wolfheart campaign. If you're interested in Warhammer at all. It's a pretty challenging campaign so far. I wanted to make sure that I was on point. A lot of content creators are too scared to do it on Legendary right away. I mean, one thing that I talked about on there that one thing that I talked about in the video is that when you're playing on Legendary, you can't save it. Like, it automatically saves whenever you end your turn or whenever you fight a battle. But you otherwise can't save it. And so, if you mess up, if you do the wrong build, if you just don't play a fight right and your army gets wiped, then you lose. And so, you know, it's just really risky to play it on Legendary unless you're very confident that you're just not going to lose many fights, especially early on in the game. You know, in the mid to late game, sometimes it's okay if you lose a fight, depending on your faction and sort of what you're doing. You can lose occasionally, but you really cannot lose that many. And on Wolfheart, you really can't lose on Legendary, so that's not a campaign where you can afford to lose. You know, if you have like 10 cities or something like that, and you're not under like any immediate pressure, like major aggression, then you can afford to be, you know, to lose a fight or two, to take some really crazy fights and see what happens. But you gotta play it pretty tight on that campaign. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. So if you're interested, go check that out. I am going to wait. The voice. Okay. I am going to hold on. I'm gonna pick something first. I guess I'm blind pick. I'm just gonna pick Rakan. I will play some non-Rakan stuff, but
let's dance.
I am gonna still do like patch notes and tier list for League. It's just the that Total War stuff dropped, and I've probably spent 15 hours on it over like 2 days trying to get that sorted. It released on Wednesday, and just with my schedule, like, that's a lot, because I remember I'm also teaching at 2 different universities, and I take care of my daughter during the day, and I have, you know, I stream every night, so there's a lot of stuff going on. But I will finally do, I mean, I'll just come out and tell you, I don't think the patch notes are going to change that much for solo queue for the most part. I think Eve is a lot stronger, but I don't think there's a lot of meta shifts, especially as support. So there might be a couple of things that shift around a little bit, and I'll talk about, you know, maybe a couple of new items or builds or matchups or something in the tier list, so be sure to watch it. But at the same time, you know, it's not ground shaking. It's like not like groundbreaking support, like new support stuff going on. But it will be interesting, so be sure to tune in. I'm kind of like working against myself there, but I'm just telling you, it'll be okay. You can survive a couple of days without the patch notes, or without the tier list, but it will come in soon. Okay, Rakan, what are we against? Zyra. Zyra is a double magic resist lane for sure. Yeah, what up, Fane? Oh, she switched over to Zaya. Okay. I thought she was hovering Kai'Sa. I guess she changed it because I picked Rakan. You know, I really don't like playing Rakan, but I just had to do it, you know? Wings donated the Rakan skin yesterday, so I just have to play it. That's, you know, I gotta play him. I just have to play Rakan. I'm just kidding. I'm looking for any excuse to play Rakan. I mean, hey, what's up, Francis? Good to see you again, buddy. I mean, I try to play other stuff for you guys too, but at the same time, it's like Rakan's really pretty much the only champ that I've been winning on. Nami is alright too, but I don't play her as much as I do Rakan. But we'll see if we can get some Nami in there. I think, I like some, I like Leona. I think Leona's pretty good right now. It's just riskier. Zyra is also cool. I like the soundtrack to it.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
You gonna marry me today?
Alright, put your back into it.
30
Oh,
seconds
yeah,
until
come on.
minions spawn.
Oh yeah, let's get down. Get down with me. Dust it off. Alright. Alright, put your back into it. Oh yeah, come on. Oh yeah, let's get down. Get down with me.
Riku, I got your favorite star-shaped treats. Ow! Not the hair! Not the hair!
Minions have spawned.
He's got like a 20 pack. What are those abs?
What are those things the Star Guardians wear?
Shoes.
No, those cool, swoopy, flowy scarf things.
That- I still have not heard. I've never heard that voice line from Rakan. Like I've played Rakan probably almost 1,000 times over the last total over the last few years, and I still have never heard him say that. Maybe that's a new voice thing with this skin, but he usually asks about the shoes, but then that time he was asking about like a scarf or something.
They're too busy building things.
Yeah, well, she's not gonna go for an all-in. I'll just get some healing in here. Okay, jungler's top. It does have a little bird over its shoulder, which is kind of cool. It's a cool skin. I could have maybe flash W'd her when she got rooted. Probably should have. She didn't use her E though. You can still cast spells when you're rooted. I'm pretty sure, so.
An enemy has been slain.
What would you do if
She
I
just used her thing.
Burn this wall to the ground and build a castle from ashes with a lone forever.
Oh.
Yo, what's up, Japster? It's a cool skin. I like it. Special shout out to Wings for donating the skin.
You are stunning and beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Yes, I was definitely talking about you, honey.
Kha'Zix looks like he's crushing him on CS, even though he hasn't really ganked anything yet. I guess he did get an assist. He got one gank in there.
An enemy has been slain.
Thanks.
For what?
Not saying I told you so. I don't apologize for doing my thing.
I can't do
Please tell me she's not dead.
An ally has been slain.
Didn't even roam, really. I just warded. It's like 30 seconds. ADC immediately dies. They don't even have any engage. It's just like Zyra has to flash, try to E.
Living the dream. The dream of darkness. Where'd they go?
Killing spree.
You miss a lot of experience. Maybe bot lane is back.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay.
After this, we're gonna get some grub.
I need a strategic viewpoint.
I probably would have been level 6 if I didn't rotate, but I just wasn't sure if they were going to rotate or not. Hey, thanks, Taylor.
Spooky.
An enemy has been slain.
Somebody?
Okay, I thought he was going to eat those. He's only level 4, which is nice. This Rumble's doing a great job showing some presence in that jungle, too. Rumble does have his ult. Pop a potion here.
This guy.
Double kill.
Chow starters.
I have a moment for calm.
Nice. Yeah, you can really get 2 plates, but that's about it.
What's going on? Stare in the mirror.
Probably dead.
Shut down.
Yeah, dead.
Zaya?
I guess, yeah, I mean, the book is strong.
Think or no?
No, we got a problem?
Y'all trolling.
Perfection doesn't exist, except for my hair.
I swear to God, if she's dead again.
An ally has been slain.
They gone? Helping it along.
Really?
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
How did they know? Maybe they had Dragon Area awarded? That must be it. Wait, we walked through there with a sweeper there the whole time. Maybe they just sensed it. Yeah, I got stunned up. But it ended up being a 2 for 2 and we got tower.
Has destroyed a turret.
Take that, I guess. There's probably a way how I could have gotten out of that, but hey, what's up, Put?
Safe is for nerds. I do danger.
Turret plating will fall soon.
And my wards are about to go down.
Dance to the beat.
We got 2 top side. So I just randomly ran top. Holy sh! Why couldn't I move? Would I get chompered? Did chompers hit me? No? I was like sitting there spamming flash. I was stunned for 2.5 seconds. Is the knockup 3 seconds? I thought it was only a 1.5 second knockup. Are you stunned when you land also? I'm not sure about Malphite's new thing. I mean, I've got 37.5% tenacity. I mean, I know that doesn't affect knockup, like, or airtime. But it felt like I was still stunned when I hit the ground. And I wasn't chompered.
Whoa! I saw
I'm not,
stars
maybe
for a
something
second.
else
That's
CC'd me.
something dark
Looked like it
and
was
evil.
only Malphite. Maybe I got Sleepy Trouble Bubbled. Maybe I got like Malphite knocked up and then Sleepy'd after the knockup or something. We're just stalling, man. It's just a prank. Holy shit, are you kidding me? We're currently at Plat 3. It's got it in the bottom left. It's got my record for the night and my elo updated in the left in that box.
Why did you never say yes?
Do I like that teamfight tactics mode? I've tried it. I tried it right when it came out. I did some content for it. I did a few guides and things like that. But whenever I tried to live stream it, the viewership always fell off pretty significantly, about like 30%. Pretty much like it was a viewers night game or something. And so it just seemed like a lot of people at the time liked playing it, but not a ton of people were watching it. That was one of the major issues. So I have to be very strategic in what I play because I have such a limited amount of time. I mean, I still do stuff for the channel like 8 hours a day, but I can't do, including streaming and other stuff, but I can't really do more than that. So, I mean, there are a ton of games I would love to play, but I just can't, if they aren't drawing like viewership to the channel, I just can't play them. I don't think they're going to nerf ADC. It feels like ADC's almost always irrelevant in my games as it is, at least in solo queue. But I feel like, unless they get like really fed, but it feels like if we win games, it's usually because our jungler's good or our mid lane's good. More often than the ADC. Sometimes it's ADC. Like, I feel like Kaisa can really hard carry. There's a few. Draven. Probably need to get some armor. I mean, like, ADC's alright. I don't think it's disproportionately powerful, though. So yeah, I like teamfight tactic. It's just hard to keep 3 games going because I do Total War and League. And really, like, unless you're a super, like, popular streamer, you can't really, like, be a variety streamer because people just expect you to have consistent, solid content for the game that they want to play if you're watching. So if you try to do more than, like, 2 games, most channels do, like, 1 game. Because then you have to put out stuff every day. Like, I would love to play stuff like Civilization or XCOM or an MMO, you know, but if you're not doing something every day for it, then people just don't like it. A lot of people would say it's, you know, even risky for me to try to do 2 games, Total War and League, but I've managed to make that work pretty well, I think. But the Total War people always want less League and more Total War, and then the League people always want more League and less Total War.
Ally has been slain.
I don't know. I feel like junglers matter a ton in my games. Maybe I'm just remembering it, but it feels like if you have a bad, like, I'll say this, I feel like jungle is the hardest role to carry. If you have a bad jungler, like, it's so hard to win the game. So that's what makes me think that jungler is so important. Because you can carry, like, bad mid laners or top laners or ADCs. I mean, we do ADC every day, like, every game. I don't have, like, ward coverage. I mean, they're gonna come over here. this?
I must know.
Okay, yeah, come on, come on. Am I lagging? Oh, I can't do any more pings. Let's not just sit in a bush. Let's either fight him or don't. Yeah, come on. Malphite's on Dragon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Malphite went for Dragon. Unless there's like a fake out. I think they're just gonna give this to us. I think they might have an AFK or something. I thought she almost won it for a second there. Hey, what's up, Marcus? Yeah, Civ would be a lot of fun, but I mean, it's twofold. Like, people want the content every day, and also if you're going to be good at something, you need to do it a lot of times, and so I would need to, like, actually play the game a lot, especially something like TFT, where the meta, like, evolves so quickly. I don't like how there's a random number of items, either, in that game. That was really frustrating. I don't mind that the items themselves are random, but I don't like that the number that you get are random. And it seemed like their justification for that was that they wanted it to be more of a casual game, like listening to their explanations, and that's really not what I'm interested in. Like, I thought they were actually going to try to make it, like, competitive, but they seem like they just wanted to be, like, a fun party game.
Triple kill.
Yeah, I mean, Civ, I like Civ. I think Civ would be a lot of fun, but I tried doing it on the channel before, and there just were not many viewers, but that was when the channel itself was way smaller also, but... it's just tough. I mean, I could do a lot more stuff if I wasn't, you know, doing other jobs, if I was, like, you know, single in my 20s, but... I like teaching. I guess I like my wife. I just said that because she was in the other room. She's peeping, as usual. She's got to keep some eyes on me. Might find me passed out at Tridelt. She's got to keep tabs on me. It's like, who is...
Chloe.
Chloe? Yeah, I was trying to think of what's some, like, millennial name.
Has been slain.
I don't even know who Chloe is.
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku. More dark matter?
I don't know. You would
As
know
far
better
as
than
the
I
eye
would.
can
You
see.
teach freshmen.
Lexi? I don't know. What? Madison. Who's Maddie? Who is Maddie? That's what you'd say in your phone. That's it.
Just a student who needs some extra.
Some extra credit. Yeah, well, the tracking device that I put in your, the app that I put on your phone said that you were over it. AO Pie. Do you think Jinx needs a nerf? Probably not. She's pushing it, but I think she's got enough weaknesses where you can play around her. She's really immobile. She takes a few items before she really comes online. I mean, she's pushing the boundaries. I know she's the highest win rate, but I feel like there's enough counterplay to her. Thanks, James. Yeah, first time here, man. You wouldn't believe it. I had to step my game up so insanely hard to go from P4 to P3. It was ridiculous. I mean, none of them are dead. Malphite still has his ult too, I'm pretty sure. like trying to split and we're just kind of I'm just like walking around watching people die because it's like 2v4. Looks like I want to sleep. I'm actually not that tired right now. I was tired earlier. I mean, I pretty much always want to sleep. I do not get a healthy amount of sleep.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, we got to P3 at the end. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that someone said healthy or like casual game with ranked. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I thought they were honestly going to try to make it into something that was like where there could be a professional sort of scene for it. But like their reasoning behind why they won't do the most obvious thing, which is give everyone the same number of items, like there's actually no reason to do that unless you just want to make the game feel periodically unfair. Like I said, the random items, I can sort of get on board with that with a game like TFT because it's so flexible in what you can do, the chance you can build, and the way you can build items and stuff like that. So I get that. It's just the amount of items. Oh, come on, get on it. What are we doing? Y'all had it. I was just zoning. Oh my god.
It's not that I completely lost my sense of home. It's that the light inside me died a long time ago, leaving a don't very good.
Why are we chasing these kills instead of killing like their base? I'm ignoring that. Die again. Outfight's gonna come up here and stop us probably. No, I don't tell students about it, so not that many people know about it. Let's go for the inhibitor, man. Holy shit, we didn't get it because they turned around and tried to fight. Oh. They don't even have a single tower yet. We were up like 15 kills. They had 2 exposed inhibitors, and this everyone split up and got caught. I mean, it's seriously like straight out of like Iron 6 macro. Zaya actually chased someone around for like 45 seconds. I guess at least we're gonna trade 1-for-1. I mean, we're literally like walking in down numbers every single fight.
How do you like me today?
No. I don't want to look like... It's not a good idea. It could still, for a lot of kind of the old guard, look sort of unprofessional to run a channel, especially if you're marketing it to your class. Some of the administrators know that I do it, because I've mentioned it to them before. For various reasons, but I don't advertise it to students. I'm not even sure what, like, if you're allowed to do something, even if it wasn't like this, even if I, like, I don't know, made paintings on the side or something like that, did portraits, and, like, told students about it and tried to get them to buy it. I'm not even sure if that would have been, like, how they would feel about that. Do what? Sort of. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what the rules are on that. I mean, I play whichever champion, like, most of the time is going to give me the best chance to win. Sometimes it's Rakan, sometimes it's Nami, sometimes it's Zyra, sometimes it's Janna. Just depends on whenever the meta is, like, shifting. Sometimes it's Tahm Kench, sometimes it's Nautilus.
Thanks, Riku.
I mean, but, like, you know, some professors also, they make students buy their own books that they wrote and stuff like that, so it's like...
Never backstab a backstabber, so...
What the? Get the base, get the base, get the base, get the base. You're not gonna get it. Okay. Whew. God. That game is so weird. I mean, you just gotta learn it. I mean, the thing is, like, most people are not going pro, you know, in this game, so just play whatever you think is fun or interesting. You know, climbing is good, but, you know, a lot of the time, most people are going to be chilling around, like, the same range, you know, the same 3 or 4 divisions. And occasionally you'll have a breakthrough, you know, as you get better and move up, but, you know, ultimately, I think that all roles can win. You know, just play what's interesting to you. They had a pretty good team fight team. I mean, we did too with, like, Rumble and Rakan, but, like, the Malphite plus Jinx. It's kind of awkward. So yeah, we probably should have had Fiora split, but I don't think Fiora was doing that well. Maybe she was. Alright, let me swing by the restroom real quick and we'll get back into another. Yo, yo, yo. Bookshelf stream. Yeah, my wife was in the bathroom down here, so I had to go to the other side of the house. We got like a 20,000 square foot house, so it takes a little while to get over there. Our rich friend's house is like 8, right? Something like 8,000, so it would be like over 2 times that size. I wonder what like the biggest house is square footage wise. If only there was some way to find out. It is actually built more. Biltmore is 35,000 square feet. Antilla is in Mumbai. Okay, actually, there's one in Mumbai, India that's a little bit bigger. The second biggest house in the world, yeah. At least according to, yeah, digitaltrends.com.
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
Oh, yeah, no, it's that huge ass, like, skyscraper thing. There's a big, it's a 27-story skyscraper that's somebody's house in Mumbai. He's worth $49 billion. It's 400,000 square feet. That thing's probably like $10 billion or something or more. I don't know.
Let's dance.
Is it 135,000? Advice on how to not get turkey teammates? I mean, dodge. That's like the only thing you can do about who you're getting placed with. Other than that, you gotta just try to play around somebody. You gotta remember that every game, if like every other person is a coin flip, as people say, then you're gonna have 2 people that are losing to 2 people on the enemy's team. Like you'll have 2 people that are winning and 2 people that are losing. And if you win all the time, then 60% of your lane should win. I don't even know what the hell you do with something. Like, I wouldn't want a house that big. Certainly not in the middle of a city. I don't know. That's not my style. If I was like mega rich or something, I'd probably want a house like in the woods. Like in the woods, but within like, I don't know, an hour drive of a decent town. I don't know. It's tough though, because like, you want like a good school district though too. Well, I mean, I guess you could send your kid to a private school, but then you'd have to drive them like an hour into town or something. Oh, pay someone to drive the kid? I guess. I don't know. Probably wouldn't change my life up that much if I had a ton of money. I'd still teach, even if I did it for free, probably. I mean, let's face it, I almost am doing it for free. Not like super thrilled about this team comp, but like my wealthy buddy that I was talking about, you know, lives in town, but it feels like it's like fairly secluded. It's like a, you know, probably a 8,000 square foot house or something. You can get some really nice stuff for like fairly cheap relative to other places in the world in East Tennessee. No, the South in general, yeah.
Riku, how can you be tired already? We just got here.
And now all those Westerners and Northeasterners are figuring out about it. Like, holy crap, I could live like a king down in the South when I'm barely paying rent up here in New York City.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I embrace the darkness. Woohoo!
You live in the middle of the woods? Hell yeah. That'd be my favorite kind of geography if I had to pick, like, you know, mountains, beach, desert, like all of these other biomes. I'd probably want to live in a mountain
Darkness is the new hotness.
with woods. I didn't realize this until I went over to, like, the western mountains, like the Rockies, are just, like, kind of rocks. Like, at least what I saw, there was not much foliage on them. Not anything near the Appalachian Mountains. Like, Appalachians are... It's not like a rainforest or anything, but it's pretty... Quite a lot of green everywhere.
Force is meaningless without skill.
And it actually feels like you're moving around in the mountain. Like, when we drove up there, you know, we went to Denver one time. I was like, oh, Mile High City. We're going to be cruising up all these crazy mountains, like, looking at these huge, like, evergreen trees. And, you know, it's like, no. You just cruise in. It feels flat the whole way. You're just moving up, like, 1/1000th of an inch at a time. And then it's just basically like a desert with some rocks in the background.
I know danger.
So it's alright. It just, my expectations were unrealistic, I think. I was just thinking like a bigger, badder Appalachians. Just a different style. I'm surprised she didn't flash my W. She should have flashed the W. If you get hit by a CC at level 2, you basically have to flash, or you're going to end up flashing anyways. And you're going to be losing all your health, also. Nice.
Dancing between the rules.
It's all mountains and rocks. I'm sure it is pretty in its own way. I just, you know, it's just, I grew up around kind of lots of green.
I love evil love.
Hey, Wings. I'm just playing Rakan a lot because you got me that awesome skin. I'm just trying to represent. Need flash already? That's not good when the jungler ganks your lane and then both other lanes die. I guess we got to kill back on the Fizz.
World's gonna burn. I'm amazing fire.
E-girl my way into some RP. Gonna holler at your boys or what? Yeah, she didn't have flash, so I could afford to wait on her to use her mobility. I'm all about that arugula. How'd you feel about the arugula, dear? You prefer arugula or parsnip?
We're gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily obligation.
I don't know. That's what the white guy in the Chappelle skit made.
Parsnip is a root vegetable.
I don't know what I go here. Maybe just boots because
Self-control.
double AD lane. Maybe I just go for.
I choose fun.
I'll go for boots. It's fine. Since well, I do have flash, but whatever. We'll do boots. Oh no, he's going for Blade the Ruined King. I guess that's okay. It's alright.
Let's destroy everything they hold.
I think the Essence Reaver build is better, but like, Blade is just so friendly to build. You get lifesteal, you have all these cheap components. Like, it just feels really good to build towards Blade. It's like Infinity Edge just feels terrible. What is the meta? I mean, it's kind of complicated. I still think it's usually just a lot of carry champs and an engaged support. Basically, a lot of 1v9 champs, particularly like mobile assassins, like 2 mobile assassins, 1v9 bruiser type of champion, an 80 carry, and an engaged support.
I do what I want. No Star Guard.
An ally has been slain.
Killed him without his fish? Didn't he just say he had no R? Doesn't have his sums back. Hey, thanks, Mutant. I'm glad we were able to figure that out. I know you're having a hard time with that. Some technical difficulties yesterday. Thank you so much, man. It helps out a ton. Hope Arizona Life's treating you well. There you go. Nice, man. Thanks. Okay, so we got heal on Lucian and not flash. Still don't know where Kane is.
Living the dream. The dream of darkness.
Okay, he's here. He really needed to dodge that. Is he blue Kane? He's not evolved yet. I actually gotta stay for this.
An ally has been slain.
Forget my name.
Why is there no super chat? I mean, I guess I could enable that. I just originally took that out because YouTube taxes it like 30%. But if people, I guess, want their message to stay up, then I could super chat it. But basically, if you just donate via the one-time donation button on PayPal, then you get, you know, a shout out and it makes a noise and everything, and then I, you know, always read it. So, and the PayPal only takes like 10% or something instead of 30, so that's why. But maybe people would use it more if it was in the YouTube client itself, even though it would take a 30% haircut on it. I'm not sure if it's worth the legendary price or whatever on it. I mean, it's a cool skin and everything, but... How did she find time to get out of that?
Life is way more fun when you give up the rules.
Wait, is that legendary? I don't remember the prices on things. They don't really make 980 skins or whatever they used to be anymore. Yeah, 1350 feels like it would have been a little bit more appropriate. Yeah, I don't know. I could try out putting super chat in, but the main reason that I didn't do that was just because it takes so much. But, you know, just the fact that someone could look at it and, you know, want a super chat, I guess, might make it better. Because not a lot of people donate just to tell me stuff, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of a waste.
Doing the right thing is boring. I'm way more fun now.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah. So I figured if they saw me leave, they'd try to make a play on Lucian. Fizz is still metal. I is 0-4. still here? How is he still? It's like literally 3 minutes or something he's set bottom. He's just actually sitting in this bush. I mean, I guess Pantheon's getting on a farm and he's gonna get a kill.
Can't kill evil. You can wear it like a sweet cloak.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on cloth armor or Null here. It might be a mistake, but I hate leaving with like 400 gold.
Safety is boring, Riku. Let's start a fight.
Yeah, I mean the Pike is fine. It's just like the freaking Garen. But we did get top lane, and it did allow Pantheon to go up like 20 CS, even though he's 0-3 in the lane. So.
And Saya.
Top. Okay. They just randomly went top even though that tower's down.
Shut down.
It's gonna stop him from regenning. Wait, it doesn't stop him if you damage him anymore? Nah. I don't smoke weed. I never really cared about whether it was legal or not. It's not healthy. At least I don't think so. Well, they switched lanes. It makes sense now because Pyke and Kaisa are top lane. They switched lanes, but
Enemy has been slain.
I love you. Just tell him no. What is this, Office Space? Remember they asked the dude to work on Saturday, and then they're just like, we might need you to come in on Sunday too. I've never worked a Saturday in my life.
An enemy has been slain.
All the time. We roaring more than we see each other.
Sometimes new agents of darkness need a break.
As it should be. Other tier corrupted.
Whoa! I saw stars for a second. Some dark, very evil-looking stars.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Damn, bro, give some of this dilution. Come on, bruh.
Has destroyed a turret. Enemy has been slain.
I pop B. This dude cray. Oh, he cray. I thought the fish hit the Lucian. Did he just didn't take any damage? Oh, it builds so bad in 2019. And I guess that might help him, but like Garen doesn't even have any armor. I guess he's eventually gonna get some armor, but
I am alive.
cray.
Universe falls towards chaos. Used to be a square. Then I embraced the darkness. Woohoo! Darkness is the
And we need Lucian. Lucian's doing well. I thought Kane was in me for a second there.
Killing spree.
Good lord. We done got him.
I am bad because I'm free, and I am free because
Ally has been slain.
Need to ping Executioner's Calling.
Ally has been slain.
safe is for nerds. I do danger.
hell is it? Damn it, I don't know how to ping items in the shop. Anyone know how to ping an item in the shop? I know how to ping it when it's in my inventory, but... Wow, Storm Razor and Muramana. That's might be the worst possible, like, non-Ultra Troll build you could do. That's pretty bad. Get this thing, man. I was pressing alt, it wasn't pinging it. Done.
It's that the light inside me died a long time ago, leaving a dark, very good-looking soul.
I could have sworn I was alt clicking. Okay, maybe I just wasn't pressing the right thing.
Amazing by firelight.
Maybe I was pressing the wrong button. You can't run over there fast enough.
Thanks, Riku.
Damn, Lucian didn't get it. That's alright though.
I choose one.
Yeah, probably Redemption.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Woohoo! I feel a fight coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against people people talking about legalizing weed. I'm not against like people who choose to smoke weed doing it sort of in the privacy of their home or like not around other people who don't want to be involved with it. Like I don't think people, you should be allowed to like walk into a classroom and like smoke some weed and blow it in like somebody's face or something, but if it's like your own home, just regulate it. I mean, if you're gonna allow like cigarettes and vape and stuff like that to be legal, there's just really no reason why you shouldn't also allow weed to be legal. Because at least it does have some like useful properties for some people. It's like pain relief or psychological stuff or appetite suppressant. It's got lots of good qualities for people. Some people out there, so it's good for that. But then also, I just really don't think it's like that much worse than cigarettes and beer. So if you're gonna allow that, that's just sort of my thing. It's like, yeah, it's not healthy, but we can still sell donuts. They still sell Marlboro Reds. You know. I think the only reason it hasn't been legalized is because, like, the, either the beer or the cigarette companies or both have been lobbying so hard against it because they don't want it to cut into their margins. Like, that's honestly what I think it's been. So they've just been throwing tons of money at it. Yeah, they probably are. There aren't many redeeming qualities. I mean, it depends on, like, the quality of your weed and probably the quality of your tobacco as well. If you're growing tobacco in your backyard and you're just, like, rolling up the leaves and drying them and smoking them, you know, like Native American style, it's probably not that bad relative to, like, you know, all the other products that are in it if you, like, buy actual cigarettes. It's the same thing with weed. Like, if you get some, like, gutter, Bobby Brown, you know, cartel weed that's, like, laced with all kinds of crap, it's come up, like, that's not going to be as good as if you just, you know, grew some in your backyard, a quality strand, and smoked it. If anything, but I don't think there should be. It's a waste of taxpayer money. Like, also it's terrible for the people that are in there, but even for like non-weed smokers or people that think it could be immoral, like, it's a waste of so much money. I think I read somewhere that a lot of federal prisons, it's like $30,000 a year to keep an inmate. Damn, I keep getting first and second pick. I want to play something other than Rakan, but I'm also winning a ton.
Decisions will haunt you.
Like, if I have a fourth or a fifth pick, I might be able to actually do, like, a counter pick. Maybe. It's just so risky to, like, first pick Leona or Nami or something like that. So we'll play something other than Rakan here in a little bit, but... To be honest, like, the numbers didn't really change that much when I played non-Rakan stuff on some streams, and when I played Rakan stuff on other streams, like, the viewership was almost exactly the same. But, you know, I do know that people like to watch some stuff other than Rakan sometimes, so I will look for opportunities, but I also need to try to climb up. Rakan. Go Shin. What's a nice combo? Shin and Echo? Yeah, private prisons. Yeah, but there's like some major problems with private prisons, I think. I mean, how do private prisons even make money? The government has to pay for that, right? The government's the one prosecuting them. You can't make like the prisoner's family pay for it. Most people in prison are like dirt poor. I think the government pays the private prisons. That would be my guess. I'm not an expert. But I would think the governments pay the private prison to run it for them. But they, you know... I'm kind of interested to see how... I'd have to look that up. Is Alistar bottom? Yeah, okay, we'll go... Double AD. Wait, what? Ezreal... Middle? Yi top? You know, I was like, no one else is gonna pay for that. Like, it has to ultimately be the government that pays for it. So I mean, I would think they have to make money. Like, they make money by cutting corners on stuff, because that's one extra person you have to pay. Like, if it's government prisons, government-owned prisons, then you're just kind of taking care of the prison, you know? But if it's a privately owned prison, then, like, you have to pay the people that are privately owning it. And you're gonna, like... I mean, you could say, like, the only way that would make any sense is if they save costs somehow. And that probably leads to worse experience for prisoners, I would guess. They probably start cutting stuff like libraries or counseling or something like that. I would imagine. Just my guess. But we can look at it after this and see. Okay, so it's Yi top. It just seems, I don't know, it just seems like that would be really hard to make that ethical. Because they're not, like, providing a service that people want, you know, like, they're not, like, selling people stuff. I don't know. God, please not a double kill. Okay, I think Twitch looks like he's running. Oh. Oh, God. Echo. What?
Privately owned prisons do cut costs. They make a bunch of money. They make the prisoners do the work.
Say.
They pay them like an hour or something. And then they can buy
Say. Eh. just make the prisoners run all the stuff, like run all the government offices or whatever. Make them go out and mow all the yards and work in the factories. Yeah, just like get them like building some cars or something. Pay them 11 cents an hour because they're prisoners and just have them build cars. It's not slavery. They did something wrong.
The law.
The universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
That man, that 22-year-old man had sex with his 17-year-old girlfriend. Let's lock him away for 10 years and get him mowing lawns and building cars for us.
People usually go to jail for pedophilia.
That'd be, if it's statutory rape, you could get at least like 10 years, and you're a registered sex offender. You could become a registered sex offender for public urination.
Yeah, it is that. It's ridiculous.
But it is less complicated.
In some cases.
Yeah, no, statutory, even if the girl doesn't prosecute it, even if like her best friend or something hears about it and is like jealous of her or something, and just like tells the principal. Now sometimes that's hard to prove if the girl won't testify, but yeah, from what I understand, it's 10 years. I don't know if I can go in here. Ezreal's almost out of mana. Maybe I can. Alright. We gotta push this up first, then. Gotta push, bro. We're trying. Nice. That's a good call by Echo. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, if you ever have pictures of a minor, even if it's your girlfriend or whatever, even if they're private pictures, if it's on a device that someone else could see it on,
Enemy killing spree.
yeah, you could be going to jail for child porn.
I do what I want. No Starguard can say the same.
So it's state by state, these kinds of laws. I know in Tennessee it's 4 years. So someone that's 17 could date up to a 21-year-old. You can do something different than that, but you have to be officially married and it has to be sanctioned by the parents, I think, is how they get around that. So if your parent, there's probably a minimum age for that. But like, if you're 16 and you want to marry your 22-year-old boyfriend or something, if your parents sign off on that, I think that is legal.
Whew! Darkness is the new hotness.
But it has to be a legal contract, and the minor has to get it signed off on by the parents. Which obviously does not happen a lot of times. I mean, I never really understood the hate against, like, the older dudes. I mean, I used to think that when I was, like, younger, but upon, like, oh, she's dating this old dude, like, he's just this dirty old man. But it's, like, really, honestly, like, if you look at it, like, so many bros, it's like, do you think that high school guys are really gonna treat, like, your 16-year-old daughter better than a 22-year-old dude would? Like, so many guys are just, like, not necessarily dirtbags, but you know what I mean? They're just, like, not committed, don't really, like, think too much about people's emotions and stuff like that. I would say, if anything, the older guy might be a little more likely to treat your daughter a little better, but it just depends. It's situational. But I think just because someone's like older doesn't necessarily mean they're dirty. I mean, young people got a lot of energy and they're fine too. I mean, you know, in theory, like, it happens sometimes. As people get older, they get a bit more jaded and get a bit more, you know, a little bit less fun. I mean, that's just it. You know, maybe some dude, it's like, in his 20s, keeps running into all these jaded women, and he's like, hey, find someone that's spunky and fun. She's like 17 or something. I mean, I don't know. And some women are into that. I had this friend, she was like 20, dating a dude that was 40. She just liked older dudes, man. She just had a thing for old guys. I don't know. Relative to her age, 40's not really that old in the grand scheme of things, but...
Doing the right thing. Boring.
Yeah, I mean, 50 and like 16 is getting a little iffy. Biggest difference I'd heard of was that same girl, later, I think she was like 22 and hooked up with a dude that was like a 55
Most good guys
or something like that, but that's... Yeah, I mean, that's a bit much. Once you're talking like teenagers and people that are like 30 and older and stuff like that, like people that are under 18, that starts getting a little iffy. But it's like a dude in their mid-20s or something and a girl that's like 17. I don't think it's that insane. Whoa, bro. The thing about like a lot of these age restriction laws, like, yeah, there are definitely people that are mature, but there is biological evidence that executive function in your brain, like the decision making and particularly risk assessment, is not really, people say, fully developed until you're 25. So these numbers aren't arbitrary. They're like, a lot of them, they're based on science, and it's based on thinking of large populations. So it's not just that, like, people aren't experienced enough and do dumb stuff when they're young. It's like they actually can't understand, like, the risk of a lot of dumb stuff when they're young. A lot of it's a biological thing.
I am mad because I'm free and I am free.
So that's the thing, is it's just like... To what extent should parents still uphold a function of evaluating a boyfriend and make sure you're serious about it? Well, I mean, it's up to the daughter, man. I mean, honestly, there are plenty of girls that don't necessarily want something serious. You know? A lot of girls don't, like, come out and say this kind of stuff because it's still... I mean, it's changing a little bit, but girls like hot dudes, too. Like, some girls are just like, hey, that's a hot football player guy. It's jacked up. I'm gonna hook up with that dude. But I don't want him calling me the next day, man. He's kind of dumb, or, you know, something like that. Like, I don't want him to be my husband. I'm just looking for a good time, you know. Not every girl's like that, but some are. So I think it just depends on the girl. Like, I think a lot of times we assume that girl's dating somebody, she wants to marry him or is looking for long term, and that's not every girl. So, I mean, I think if your daughter's okay with him, you know, you can, unless you know, like, a really good reason why, like you know he's a liar, you saw him talking to someone else or something like that, then... I don't know, that's how I feel about it. You can say something like, you know, I'm not sure about this dude, like, he was this and that, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's her decision, and, you know, she's gonna go behind your back anyways, if you tell her not to, a lot of times, and, you know, whatever you necessarily you think, what you think a good relationship is not necessarily what she might think a good relationship is. So, I mean, you know, just educate her, you know, let her know about risks of stuff, and just let her know you got her back no matter what, as a parent, and let her make some decisions. I mean, you gotta let young people make some mistakes, too. Like, they gotta go out and live their life. I mean, obviously you don't want people, like, making, like, excessively, like, really bad decisions and stuff like that, but these guys let your kids get in old trouble, man. You gotta let them date a bad boy and get their heart broken a couple of times, or, you know, if it's a dude. Just gotta let kids get in some trouble.
Don't close your eyes. I want you to see.
I mean, it's easy to say when I don't have a teenage daughter, but I think, you know, I think I can be reasonable at that too. It's just like, I think too many times we just assume that the way we're doing things are like, escape 2 kills. Maybe, I might be able to get out.
Good in car.
Okay, made it.
I'm gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation time, Rakan.
Well, you know, life means different things to different people.
Living the dream.
Some people want a nice, easy life with no challenges. Some people like challenges, man. Some people like drama, some people don't. I think Jen crit him with an Infinity Edge, and he doesn't have any armor yet, so yeah, that was probably like 700 damage. He's probably got like 1,000 health. 1,100. I think that's what it was, because his frame shook. Like, when someone gets crit, then they, like, their bar shakes. Yeah, I mean, just keep them informed. Just let them know. If they want your advice or they want some stories, you can give it to them. But I think that, like, trying to force them into a relationship that you enjoy or that you think they would enjoy is a fool's errand most of the time.
Used to be a square.
At least in 2019.
I embrace the darkness. Woohoo!
Like, I understand, like, back in the day, arranged marriages, and in some countries still, like, it kind of makes sense because a marriage is sort of a political alliance between families. Like, it is actually pretty important when you marry. Yeah, that was brutal. Especially when, you know, women couldn't work and, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, if you had a daughter who married a dude that's never making any money and was, like, much lower class or something like that, like, that could have some serious consequences. Like, this day and age, you know, there's enough mobility, enough social mobility and opportunities, and marriage just isn't what it used to be. And that's okay, I guess. Yeah, think just gotta let kids do their thing, man. I don't know. Anyway, let's get out of here. So I don't know, you gotta guide your kids, but at the same, I mean, it's a balance, you know? You gotta try to guide them, but you gotta also let them make some mistakes and let them live their life. What is BL3? Is that game that was top on Twitch? Oh, Borderlands 3.
I don't apologize for doing my thing.
Wow. I don't know, man. I just look back and I think it's like, yeah, were there some dumb things that I did? Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, the famous adage, you'll regret the stuff that you didn't do a lot more than the stuff that you did. I think that's totally true. I mean, I took some risks. I had some fun, you know, as a kid, but it's like, man, sometimes I think I was a little too cautious at times, certain things. And I think ultimately that's true. I think people fixate so much on, like, the mistakes you did, but it's like the opportunities that you didn't take while you were young, you know, that could have been really fun. So at the end of the day, most stuff does not have, like, long-standing consequences. There are a few things, but most things that you do as a teenager, as long as you're, like, passing school and, you know, you're not, like, contracting a fatal disease or, you know, stuff like that. Trying not to get pregnant, have a kid. You know, there are definitely some things that can have some long-reaching consequences, but I think for the most part, most of the stuff that kids do in their teens really doesn't matter in the long run. So, I don't know, just have a little fun, man. It's a special time in your life when you're a teenager and in your own 20s. You know, you can have a lot of freedoms that you don't have when you're older. Depends on your family and your situation, who you are, and stuff like that. But it's very different. As you get older, you know, people get married, people just get really busy with stuff. Everyone's tired all the time, and everyone, you know, a lot of people get kids, and they just don't have time to go out and do as much fun stuff anymore, so. I mean, I love my life, it's great, but I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that I did have that young moments as well. I'm glad that, you know, my mom let me have some of those moments. Kind of unknowingly. I just sort of did my thing. A lot of it was kind of secretive, but she also wasn't trying to, like, crack down too hard on me. She just sort of, we just didn't ever talk about anything, and I just kind of did my thing. Maybe I could have committed with him. I did give up on that play. I don't know. It looked really dicey. I think it was probably a good idea to run.
It's not that I completely lost my sense of hope. It's that the light inside me died a long time.
That's right, Grey
leaving a dark,
Grace.
very good-looking soul.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta trust your kid, but you gotta also understand they're gonna do stuff you don't approve of. Like, that's part of what being a teenager is. You know, it's trying to find yourself, find out who you are, and not just be a carbon copy of your parents. A lot of kids do, you know, whether they admit it or not, do end up a lot like their parents. But, you know, a lot of the rebellion and stuff is not just because kids are dumb, you know, and they may not say it, but they're trying to figure out who they are and who they want to be and stuff like that, and they need an identity that's different from their parents. That's how innovation works. If everyone just always wanted to be the same, nothing new would ever happen. No one ever innovated or, like, became someone that was, like, really noteworthy in our culture by following everybody else. Everybody who did something, like all the cool inventions, everything was somebody doing something that was not normal, not standard, and in many ways was rebellious, pretty much. Most people that we remember in history were rebels. Except for the people that are just written down just for the hell of it, like the kings and different governors and rulers that are just recorded, but like the really famous people that people think of and admire, you know, they're all rebels. Like, very few people remember, like, you know, Jim the accountant who does everything by the book, right? Not that there's anything wrong with being an accountant. I'm just saying that, like, pretty much of all parents throughout history just tried to... It doesn't even work. That's the thing. It's even if you don't like the idea, you got to understand that your kid's going to go behind your back, and they're going to do stuff that you don't approve of. So it's either, like, you can make them feel comfortable with that and, you know, maybe have them talk to you if they're in some sort of moment of crisis, or, you know, let them try to figure it out on their own with no guidance, which could be a problem. So I think, like, trying to be like a guide is a better way to think of it instead of like a controller. Pretty much everyone dominated that game. We had a good ADC. Mark it in the books. Mark it in the record books. I'm a little offended. Hey, man. You can be an accountant and still go out and have fun and do different stuff, though. Hey, what's up, Arturo? You can go travel and do some interesting stuff around the world. Not everyone has to do that, though, either. I'm just saying that, like, my main point was just that it's natural and it's actually good for teenagers to disobey you if you're a parent. To some extent. You know, it just all depends on how you manage it. Paid on the number of prisoners. Okay. Can hold 1,000 inmates. A private prison can offer their services to the government and charge $150 per day per prisoner. Wait, why? But wait. Okay, let's suppose it costs $100 per day to house a prisoner. Like, there's no way you can get under that amount. Then a for-profit prison charges $150, and that spread is where they make their money. Why would the government do that then? If the government can house them for $100 a day, if that's the baseline amount, why would they pay $50 more? Unless they're taking on some extra risk or something. Like they're... I don't know. Maybe it is something with like accounting or risk management. I don't know. It seems goofy. Wait, there are... Hold on. There are publicly traded companies that are private prisons? I didn't realize that. Like, you can buy stock in private prisons? Huh. Yeah, that's basically it, Sean. That's what my wife said. I haven't said that a lot, but she said they, like, that the prisoners do a lot of the work around the prison, so they do a lot of the cleaning, the cooking, all of this other stuff, and they pay them, like, 11 cents an hour or something like that. I mean, I guess maybe that's it. They don't want to build new prisons, because that is a lot of upfront cost. So maybe the private prison is, like, willing to put up the money and go in more debt. Maybe the government doesn't want to put that debt on their books. I don't know, but it seems like a terrible idea because, you know, they are heavily incentivized to treat prisoners way worse because it would save money, basically. Like, cut, you know, notch up that air conditioning a couple more degrees, you know, go down to single ply toilet paper instead of double ply, you know, bring in just clean stuff like 2 times a week instead of 4 times a week or whatever the number is. I think a lot of prisons do that. I think they're even starting to put like call centers in prisons, and they're like paying them like 11 cents an hour in like toy making factories and stuff like that. They just actually live in the factory. No, I'm just kidding. But I would not be surprised. I mean, if we're going back basically to like 19th century, like, work off your debt. Bring back the debtor prison. Eventually you can just enslave the whole population with Visa card. Get them to build everything. Or I guess Visa's a payment processor, but... I mean, maybe they do work for other companies. Last week tonight episode on prisons. Okay. Rengar. Damn it. It's an 80 assassin. I gotta play Rakan, man. I'm looking for like a Nami game, or they picked Nami, so I can't do Nami this game. Who else have I had some success? Like maybe Leona, if they pick Rakan. My Yumi has been terrible. I can't really play that. Janna hasn't been going so well. You are joking, but it is real. I would not be surprised. Is it bad? I wasn't surprised in the least. He said that. I mean, it's basically turning America into a third world country if they continue down that road. I mean, what are they going to do if weed is legalized, though? They're going to lose half their prison population. Wait, what? Is it top lane Rengar? Why are people playing junglers top? Last game they had top lane Yi. David Bowie vibes. It kind of does. Hey, we're on a roll. We're cranking. It's all this talk about cultural issues. I talked about that like all last stream, and I think I went like 6-2 or something. I have a lot of fun with it. I mean, it keeps me positive. I can't say that it doesn't distract me a little bit, but whatever. I have fun with it. I think if I'm functioning even at like 80 or 90%, I'll probably climb. It's just like when I'm having major mental lapses. And a lot of it is when I get like overly negative about stuff. So it does keep me in positive vibe territory when I'm in my element. Discussing stuff. having a seminar roundtable here with people on the stream. Dang it, my wife has to work in the morning, and that means I have to work in the morning because I have to get up and take care of Rory. Yeah. Well, It's forbidden for a lot of people because I think that a lot of people who just randomly bring up stuff will say things that's not necessarily as balanced and measured as I try to be when I'm talking about it. So it's not that politics itself is bad, it's just that how it gets phrased and how you manage it is very, very tricky. In order to be like thoughtful about all sides and fair as you like can be about a lot of different issues and sides. It's just very difficult to navigate that. I'm all about those mature communities. Hashtag grinder.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Doing the right thing was boring.
Hashtag poggers.
I'm way more fun now.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Hashtag milfhunter.gov.
Safety is boring, Miku. Let's start a fight.
Minions have spawned.
The universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
What? Oh, he's starting it.
Watch your mouth, kid, or you'll find yourself respawning at home.
Okay. Hashtag. I love making fun of hashtags. I remember when that first came out. I was like, what the hell is all these hashtags? What is all this? Sorry, what?
Most good guys.
Rengar Jax matchup. I don't know, man. I mean, Rengar top is supposed to be like pretty decent, I think. Okay, she's going for the on hit. Yeah, I don't know the matchup too well. I've heard people say that Rengar top can be good, but those are like the all capser people that have to make new videos every day.
First blood.
Ooh,
Ally has been slain.
I done got wrecked.
An enemy has been slain.
What happens if you get wrecked, like, electronically? Should be a term for that. It's like email. Nice, thanks, Divine. Yeah, that campaign's pretty freaking hard, not gonna lie. Like, I was trying to practice the first few turns for like 4 hours yesterday, and then I got like another 5 hours deep on a campaign, and then I tried to siege this Lizardman place, and the Crocs and the Bastiladons were intense. And it just feels so different. Like the campaign I'm currently on, we're fighting a lot of people that I was not expecting to be fighting as much. I'll leave it at that. I won't spoil it, but it's very different from my trial runs. That's right, Syrian. I like that, yes. Hoping someone would catch that.
An enemy has been slain.
Dropping some Easter eggs there. What's that on the ground? Is that a trap? What? Oh, that's a Zoe. Okay. I didn't know her stuff dropped across the whole map like that. Dang it, I might have to buy a QSS against Skarner. It's gonna suck. Okay, once that's down, we might be able to trade.
Safe is for nerds.
She doesn't use her E, right? Or did she use it and I just didn't notice? I feel like Misfortune often puts up way more damage than this one is, but maybe I'm just remembering like the old Dark Harvest Misfortune. I know where Skarner is.
World's gonna burn. Freezing by.
Dang it, she's overstaying. Ugh. Look where they're not able to counter push us. They probably won't be able to do it with the cannon minion. Try to see if I can get some deep wards for that Skarner.
Woo! I am so far past redemption, I am in the fun zone. Population Rakan.
Okay, so they did give him a lot of extra voice lines. Like, I've heard a lot of voice lines I've never heard before, so maybe that's why it's an expensive skin. It's like, you get to hear him yapping about new things. Isn't he one of the yappiest champs out there? Doesn't he have, like, the most unique voice lines? Or does he, like, talk the most? I feel like he might be the yappiest champ. Which I don't mind, but that might be why some people don't like him as much. Wow, he saved his flash to use it defensively. Huh.
I choose fun.
Stare in the mirror. It's getting information.
I want coins if they drop. Did I get it? I don't know if it gave me that coin or not. Yeah, with Rengar, I gotta get.
Woohoo! I'm in the fight.
I guess maybe I should have gone for the Nami. I think Skarner had buffs. I don't know why I went for this card. Because I know Nami had already used her flash, so I probably should have gone for the Nami. I was trying to see if I could get both of them, but they kind of spread out.
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku.
More dark matter?
Dark matter everywhere.
As far as the eye can see.
Okay, Skarner's top. Zoe could be coming down. She has her ult, right? I'm not hallucinating. She has a green dot.
But it is less complicated.
Really? They have our own jungle warded, pink warded right there. I can't clear it because Zoe's not in middle.
Evil.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Tom can't chest in this voice line? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I mean, she's got her ult, right? Is this the same misfortune from the other night? Like, I know maybe you're scared of Nami bubbling you or something, but even if you just get off like 4 waves. Freaking ult, dude. You're full health. Gosh, I don't usually harp on it, but it's like... What's up, Lucas? But it's like, this has been like 3 fights where she didn't even try to use her ult. Like...
Enemy killing spree.
Nami's ult takes forever. Like, she could still get off 3 or 4 waves. She can outrange it, especially if they use cooldowns. Like, right there with Nunu. They had already used their bubble on me, so she didn't have bubble. And then Nunu was coming in. So if she uses it on her, then she won't have it on Nunu. Like, you gotta use your abilities. Like, yeah, they might counter him, but it's on a low cooldown. Like, you know, I'm not sitting here thinking, like, you know, Nami could wave and knock me out of my ult. Or she could bubble me, like, when I'm trying to go in for an ult. And so, therefore, I'm just never going to ult all game. You know, like, you gotta try, even if they have stuff. Yeah, she ulted while there was literally a bubble already in flight for her location. Yeah, I mean, I should have... She stayed in there even when I had, like, 0 HP, so I tried to go and save her, but I 100% should just let her die. Yeah, that time she did bubble Misfortune, but I'm talking about, like, the 3 other times when I tried to fight. Why'd they have to buff that champ, man? I would be perfectly fine if we never saw Zoe again.
Forget my name, just call for the Lord of Darkness. Prince of Evil.
I mean, isn't it? It's like a 2-minute ult or something, right? Like, it's a really short cooldown ult. And she gets, well, she's not getting any CDR in that build, but I don't know, whatever. Maybe we can win around Silas. He's down 40 CS. Jax is doing pretty well. Okay. Skarner's face tanking like 4 people. Jesus. Are they gonna use a top? Use a top.
Stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation.
Or maybe they use it middle. I don't know. Who has it? Skarner?
Woo! Being bad feels so good.
the Rengar didn't even die?
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Zoe's like 1v9.
Dancing between the moons.
Wrong angle.
I only believe in myself. Ooh, and Saya.
An enemy has been slain.
Nope, stay near me, dude. Oh, hope he doesn't die.
I saw stars for a second. Dark.
Ally has been slain.
Forget my name, just call me the Lord of Darkness. The Prince of Evil, the Emperor of Hotness. I'm gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation time. Stars are sad.
It's a freaking hourglass? Like, oh, is Borderlands 3 that popular? Maybe that's why the numbers are down a little bit tonight. I was like, we're down a few people, but a lot of people are probably playing Borderlands. I mean, it's probably fun. I've never played it. I don't know.
Thanks, Riku. Real cool.
Y'all gotta do it like real gangsters, though. Play some other game, but keep me running in the background. That's how the real G's do it. Just go to sleep with my stream on. Find a bot somewhere that comes in and likes every video.
Unstoppable.
Or just press the like button. The old-fashioned way.
I don't apologize for doing my thing.
Yeah, what's up, Thought Patrol Jerry? gotta wait on Jax.
Mad because I'm free, and I am free because I'm mad.
Dude, it's free. Like, we're waiting on Jax anyways. We're literally just gonna sit around here. We should just get the damn...
Used to be a square.
We could have had this dragon. Like, we have to wait on Jax to push that lane up anyways. We take that dragon in, like, less than 10 seconds. And it does matter. Like, it's really nice for rotations.
Destroyed a turret.
This is so clowny. Hell.
Destroyed an inhibitor.
I mean, I guess at least they can't Baron, but I mean, like, actually, what are... How do you die right here? Oh, yeah, it was called Promote. The Empower Minion one. Alright, Skarner's not hitting me that much. I might regret this, but...
Can't kill evil. I can wear it like a...
Well, they don't like anything that does macro on items or runes, like, that much. Like, teleport's about as far as they're willing to go, because it's just so strong in pro. That's why they got rid of, like, Summoner Promote, Banner of Command, all that kind of stuff. I disagree with that. I think as long, like... I think that having some macro items is cool to offset team items, because right now, especially as a support, your only option, really, are, like, team fight items. Other than, like, maybe Shirelia's. But I like having, like, macro options in there.
But it is less complicated.
Hold up, Silas. Gotta get blue real quick. We got him. ZZ Rot was never really that popular. Like Udyr and Singed would get it some. So I don't like that they nerfed that one because I liked getting it on support and I thought it was cool. But yeah, Banner, a real reason they nerfed Banner is because they changed Baron minions to where Baron minions became really empowered and, you know, take towers really quickly. So people were using Banner on Baroned up minions. And so that was just too much power on minions. So instead of reverting Banner or reverting the Baron change, because Baron used to just give you a lot of stats and then just like the minions hit a little bit harder in all of the lanes, just passively. Then they changed it. They didn't want to revert Barons. They just removed Banner. Pretty much. They could have just said, can't target Baron empowered minion. Maybe that's like too difficult to code that, but it just let like people critique it because it leads to like non-interactive gameplay, like Scion just like going Banner and just like spam pushing the lane. Like one of the things that they really go against the most are like push and roam type of metas. They don't like that in pro play because it's just very non-interactive. People are just pushing minions and running around the map. That's what the thought process is behind it. They want people to be able to like actually fight and maybe win a 1v1 in lane. Yeah, I think pretty much what Dedicated says when I was going, oh, come on. I was getting 20 per game. How am I only getting 19 now? I've been on a good win streak. Y'all were trolling. They're like, well, you're winning more than you were. You're winning a lot. So let's go ahead and drop that down from... You're going to plow right through Platinum in 5 games. We can't have that. So let's give you 19 instead of 20. Chia! We're so Aguara when you need a good Chia. That's my man right there. My boy Selly. Alright, let me go grab a drink, swing by the restroom real quick, and we'll keep cranking. Chia pets. I'll be back in a second. What the hell is that? Oh my god, I can't stop. Okay. Friend sent me something weird. I was like, what is that? Alright, I'll be back in a second. Whoa, hey everybody! Whoa. Smurfing on these kids. This is gonna be like 2 months of clown, man. With It Chapter 2 this month, and then we got Joker coming up next month. All about it. Clowning around. Rakan is like 25% of my games now. I'm just not winning on anything else, man. The Thresh game was pretty fun, but I'm kind of on a roll here. Sally. Yeah, we need Sally. Tiny, where'd you put him, man? Where is that man?
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
What were the sub numbers on Classic WoW? Isn't that like the best expansion they've ever put out? Was the No expansion? There's no way, like, in August, he was literally 100% of my games. I don't think I can go back that far. But yeah, I mean, he was probably, like, a lot. How far back can I go? Okay, 17 days was in August. Look at that. 2 Yumi games, Pike game, couple Zyra games. 4 Zyra games in a row. So there was decent, you know, it was a good chunk of Rakan. There was some other stuff, but yeah, there was a lot of Rakan. Just gotta get to Diamond, man.
Let's dance.
Lev, where is Sally? You still got him in your basement or what? You still wearing that bondage mask? With the zipper mouth? I heard something about Lev made him her little leather bunny or something like that. Wait. Pike solo lane? Dude, we're facing some weird stuff tonight. Wait, why would Aaron know? Oh, on a leash? Wait, is she dating him? Yeah, I figured it was family stuff.
Good guys. Ha! How quaint. I just learned that.
Aaron will get upset.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Together? What is together? Are they spirit animals?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Are they kindred spirits? Do we just refer to them as they? Can that be an identity? Can someone identify as hive mind or something? That's the next evolution. That's what we gotta be. Do not refer to he and she. We are the same.
But it is less complicated.
Minions have spawned.
LGBTQIAH.
Dancing?
Wait, is there a K for like, or what's the? Is there there's something for like animal or something? I don't know. People who identify as animal. 2019, why not? That's right. How would that work with like an exam or something? You say like, I am a single identity hive mind with this other person. We are allowed to sit for an exam.
I do danger.
It'd be like 2 people taking the exam. Or like 2 people on the basketball court at the same time, so you could have what appears to be 6 people on the court, but in actuality, it's only 5.
Those good guys.
Because they identify as hive mind, so it's fair. Shit, they're ducks. Hey man, ducks do their thing. They just call that codependency, I think. Wait, what? Oh, it's Tarek top. Oh, so it's like... I have no idea. It's Kleptoteric top? We're getting a lot of experimenters tonight. We're getting some experimentalists. I approve of that message. As long as it's on the other team or not in a league setting.
World's gonna burn.
Hashtag grinder. Alright. Almost forgot we had an Ezreal on our team. We gotta be careful. Gotta put up some kind of pressure though to try to challenge the Kaisa. Hopefully she goes tier. He doesn't have his hook.
Doing the right thing was boring. I'm way more fun now.
That was weird.
I am bad because I'm free, and I am free because I'm bad.
An ally has been slain.
You know, 180 for a full combo. I could do a small combo for 120. Okay.
Have slain the king. Has been slain.
Damn.
I am alive.
I thought we'd be able to get that old cleaner. Ooh. Embargo.
Woo! Danger brings out my bad side. Just kidding. All my sides are equally breathtaking.
Rise is like, please, man, get this Tarek off me. He's beating him.
I love
Damn, how do you also get 2 kills?
me.
Guess maybe he roamed top. Because Zed hasn't died yet. Pike seems like he's talking to the jungler.
I don't apologize for doing my thing.
Yeah, they definitely want to kill us and get Infernal.
Shut down.
Our jungler's top side. Yeah, she's definitely
Living
around
the
here.
dream. The dream of
Hopefully she's not soloing it. We can't really do much about it if she is.
An ally has been
Oh,
slain.
she actually is top. Okay.
Woo! Being bad. Look so hot.
An ally has been slain.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
Enemy
Was she 6 and I just didn't see it, or did she pop 6 literally in the middle of that engage? I don't think I remember her being 6.
Can't kill evil, but you can.
It's not a good game for me.
Perfection doesn't exist.
An ally has been slain.
Anytime I have an Ezra on my team, I just gotta know, like, I'm rushing Mobies and I'm roaming middle. Every time I try to, like, make some kind of play with Ezreal, it just doesn't want. He just doesn't have the damage early. That's just all there is to it. Yeah, what's up, Prophet? We can still maybe get back in there. I just gotta quit trying to get these plays. Maybe get Mobies and just go roam around somebody else.
Ally has been slain.
We got debated.
Thanks, Riku.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I only believe in myself.
Yeah, that's rough. Rise is still doing very well. Like, we can still come back and win, maybe. It does not look good right now, but
Blasting gauntlet. The universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
need that experience, but we also need vision on Eve.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
Woo! I am alive.
Did Tarek just 1v1 the Rise? I guess so.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Tiamat Tarek, what the? Well, I
How
mean,
did the Star Guardians see anything?
pretty much my fault bottom. Well, sort of. I mean, Ezra doesn't play that well either, but at the same time, I need to be the one that's like, if I'm the one who's climbing, I need to be the one who's playing way better than everybody else. So I have not played well bottom. I need to try to get Mobies on this next back, maybe.
I do what I want. No Star Guardian. Say the same.
Really? It's not even warded. Wait, how'd that not knock him up?
Has been destroyed.
Hold on, wait.
Shut down.
Okay, we got her. I was about to lose it.
Slain.
Please, Rise.
An enemy has
Rise
been
got him, right?
Can't kill evil. And wear it like
How did my W not knock the Yasuo up? It was right on him, right? Can anyone go back and watch that while I'm in the game? How did the W not knock him up? Does he...
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku. More dark matter? Dark matter.
Seems like it was right on it. He doesn't... He didn't... Did he knock me up with a tornado or something? I thought he was charmed. It does... It's not the wind wall. Did he knock me up with, like, his, spinning... Because he can do it without throwing the tornado, I think. He can just spin around in a circle and, like, knock people up. Is that what happened? Okay, it looked to me like it was, like, actually right on top of him. Okay, he dashed out of it. Okay.
Sucks with that Zaya. But it is less complicated.
You gotta convert that, man. Yeah, I should have just rushed Mobies and just roamed into the middle more and played around with it, I think. Everybody's out of range. Yeah, I don't know what was how it happened. Okay, I guess he just dashed out. He doesn't have mercs or anything.
Your turret has
I
been
guess the stun just didn't last as long as I thought it would. Alright, thanks for checking that out for me.
Safe is for nerds. I do danger.
I didn't realize Yasuo was up there too. I can't even see his picture on the map. Alright, well I read that wrong. I thought it was just the Kaisa. Did you guys see Yasuo's picture on the map over there? It literally just looked like Kaisa and Pike. Like Yasuo must have been standing literally right on top.
Darkness is the new eyes.
I think it sucks. This Tarek's probably going to win this game. This Titanic, Hydra, Tarek, top with Klepto, and then he's going to be in my game next time.
Self-control is for star nerds.
I'd be like, see, I told you. Lyle was right. We just need to kill this guy a bunch so the rest of his team, like, rages at him a lot and he quits. Like, that's probably our best win con right now, like, no joke. Play a little game of tilt everyone. Yeah, I mean, if Rise would have TP'd on that, we probably would have aced him and been able to do Baron. Because there was a ward right here when we were about to start that. Oh well.
I am alive.
Maybe his TP was down or something. I don't know. Oh no, Abyssal Ride. That doesn't work, man, right? Like, that's bad. So you have to be really close. It's like 300 range or something to get the damage benefit. It seems terrible, right? I mean, aren't you supposed to go just like a bunch of magic? Like magic damage? It's like tier into like Morello, something like that.
Life is way more rules.
right thing was boring. I'm way more fun now.
Wait, yeah, why does he have mortal? Nobody has armor.
Ally has been slain.
I think I might just retire on that one for tonight, just because our viewership's so low. Low on sleep. This would be a good opportunity for me to get some sleep. So we're at like 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I think I might clock out just a little bit early here, and then we can get back at it tomorrow at 9:30. I can get some sleep and we can keep it going. I guess Yas maybe has Legend Tenacity. That's a good point. It's I think it's unusual for him to take that. I guess he could have it, but yeah, since we're only at like 60, I guess everyone's just playing like Borderlands 3, or maybe there's something else going on tonight. But still, that's pretty good. We went 4-1. We got our 5 games in. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And well, that lost streak was like a month ago. This is recent times. This is the last like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to tune in for that. And then I should have the a couple of tier lists ready for you and patch notes rundown. I know it's a little late. Like I said, I had to catch up with some school stuff and then some Warhammer stuff, but I will have that content ready for you. But anyways, thanks. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.